Are you wondering where the current real estate market is here on the Gulf Coast of Florida? I've been out with a lot of people recently, and there's a lot of skepticism or even optimism. It depends on the person, but there's a lot of theories around where the market currently sits and then where it's going in 2024. Well, the stats just came out here on Friday last week, and I wanted to take a deep dive into the data to show you exactly what the 2023 market looked like and then my prediction of where it's going to go. Let's dive right in. Hi, I'm Ryan Zakos. I'm with Zakos Realty and Design Group out of Sarasota, Florida. Currently live in Lakewood Ranch. I was born and raised here in Sarasota. Have been in the real estate game for about 8 years now. We've had this firm for about 7. We've had the opportunity to help hundreds of relocation buyers all throughout the country relocate to the Gulf Coast. In this video, I know there's a lot of questions regarding where the market is, interest rates, all that kind of stuff. So I want to take a quick dive into the data since 2023 was just released for the year, and then give you a little bit of projection of where I think it's going. Let's start with the criteria that I'm running. It's going to be Sarasota and Manatee County. I don't like to look at just one county's data because obviously as you get smaller and smaller in market, then there's more fluctuation regarding that data. If you look at Sarasota and Manatee as a whole, it's the Real Estate Association of Sarasota and Manatee County's data. That is encompassing about 1 million people population, I think just under that based on 2023's projections. It's a big number of people, tons of homes, and it gives you a very good idea of what that market looks like here on the Gulf Coast. Single family homes, there's 15,000 transactions closed in 2023 for single family homes in Sarasota and Manatee County. This is only up about 1% for the year. Not a crazy change from 2022 to 2023 in the amount of transactions that happened. The median sale price for both those counties is up actually as well 1% year over year. So essentially flat for the year, which is kind of what I've been saying. If you were to ask me throughout the year, it's kind of like, it's just a flat market. It really hasn't changed much from 2022. It's been up 1 a year. It's down a hair. If you're looking like more of a micro market, it's down a hair in Manatee County and it's up a hair in Sarasota County, but as a big picture, it's up about 1%, so essentially flat year over year. Now, the percentage of list price, this is where things start to change a little bit, is the percentage of list price versus contract price, and then days on market and inventory. This is where it starts to change for 2023. Percentage of list price, so stuff was selling at 96% of list price in comparison to 2022, where it's averaging 100%. Tells you that the market in 2022 was still relatively high. Inventory was still relatively low, so people were having to, bid competitively or offer a competitive amount on that listing price of home. Now, I feel like people feel in their head of these sellers that we're working with, feel like the market still has gone up, so they want to be a little more aggressive on the pricing, so the inventory's gone up too. But it's now allowing buyers to come in and offer well under, especially if the house is sitting in the market. And I think that's a big indicator too, is that the median time to contract now is 30 days. And it was only 9 days back in 2022. If people were accustomed to a house only sitting there for a week or two on the market and being sold, now it's like, well, I got to offer competitively in 2022 or 2020. Hey, it's been offered 3 weeks. It's been 4 weeks. Let's offer, 20, 30 grand under ask price. That's where now we're seeing this median time to contract, 30 days. Pending sales are up 1%. New listings down 2%. Current inventory is up 39% year over year. We're sitting at about 3.9 months of inventory here in Sarasota, Manatee County. It's actually still way under that balanced market. They say a balanced market is between 5 to 6 months of inventory. We're sitting at 3.9, but it's way over 2022's 2.8 number. Feels like there's a lot more inventory. There's a lot more choice for buyers. People are negotiating. So the market does feel vastly different, even though the numbers don't show it being vastly different. Now, condos and townhomes put as much stock in this because there's a lot less, just about half the number of transactions in condos and townhomes in Sarasota and Manatee County than there is in single family homes. But I'll run through it real quick. And I think there's some interesting correlations as well with the condos and townhomes. About 7,000 transactions, like I said, it's less than half of the single family home transactions. The median price for condos and townhomes is $385. It's down 4%. Inventory is up 97% from last year, sitting at 4.9 months of inventory compared to last year's 2.4 months of inventories. 4.9 months is not scary yet by any means, but I do think there's a lot of things that are impacting this condo and townhome market. We are working with a lot of sellers that are deciding to sell their condos or townhomes. One big factor is insurance. Insurance has gotten a lot stricter, and these communities, the insurance has gone way up, which is leading to a lot of assessments in these condo communities and higher HOA dues and condo dues. That is scaring a lot of people when they know that there's looking at a unit this last weekend, $2 million downtown Sarasota. And there's like a $29,000 assessment that's due this year for that condo building. I know insurance has gone up a lot. The dues have gone up a lot. There's, Florida enacted that new law that studies have to be done by the end of the year for condo buildings that are structural integrity because of that condo collapse on the East Coast. That's leading to a lot of more engineering costs and studying being done on these condo buildings and higher reserves. Because of that, it's also leading to more assessments, and that's on condo buildings 3 stories or higher. There's a lot going on in that condo landscape. I think a lot of people are nervous from it all. They're getting out, and it's leading to a little higher inventory. That could lead to opportunities for buyers. Also, there's a ton of condos being built here in the area as well, so that's something to take into consideration. The last category we're talking about is distressed REO short sale. That's so insignificant for this area that you're talking about just a handful of transactions over the last couple of years from that perspective. Not even anything worth mentioning. Now, let's talk about predictions. Predictions, I think, if you read anything on national landscape, I know Business Observer says Sarasota is the highest city to watch for 2024. It's the most anticipated, most pinned for success out of the whole entire country. I don't necessarily agree with that sentiment. You've seen such a huge growth in pricing in the area and cost that I don't know if there's a ton more to go in that. I know a lot of people do think that. I'm more on this balanced side of it. I think that we're going to see more leveling. I think if you were to define 2023 year and with one word, it would just be balanced. We take all that influx of buyers and all that influx of cost of construction, inflation, all these things, and basically we've said 2023, it really felt like we've just kind of neutralized. We've finally balanced out. It's more of a level market. There's no huge swings in the number of transactions or the sale prices or whatever else. So it's a very balanced market. I predict a lot of that here in 2024. I think that interest rates will they'll come down maybe even a little bit more, but probably not go crazy low, maybe not even below 6%. So I think we're sitting about 6.5 to 7 right now on interest rates. That has been a leading fact that why sellers can't sell. There's a lot of people that I know that want to upsize, but they can't because they're stuck in this 3%, 2.5% mortgage, and they do not want to sell, and they cannot sell because obviously their cost to carry at a 6% mortgage rate is a lot different than what they have now. They can't sell, they can't upsize, and that's leading or holding the inventory back from being where it could be at 5.5 months of supply. I do think that that's going to continue to be the case. Inventory is not going to get crazy high. Buyers are still coming in. I think they projected about 4,000 buyers coming into Sarasota Q4 of last year of 2023. There's still tons of relocation happening here. There's tons of demand. Now, new construction has ticked up. There's a lot of new construction slated for Lakewood Ranch, East Sarasota, Venice, even Welland Park. There's a lot of new construction, a lot of opportunities. So I think that's going to kind of keep the market down because inventory is going to be able to keep up with the demand. If you look at Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, all these big, huge analytic companies and websites, I think you'll see anything from expecting 5% down to 5% up. I fit right in that ballpark of being really balanced this year. I could see it tick up a couple percentage points, but nothing crazy, and I don't see a huge influx of inventory, which we know in real estate, it's all about supply and demand. If you have a ton of inventory, you're going to see prices fall. If you have a lot, like we did in 2021, 2022, if you have low inventory, you're going to see that huge uptick in pricings. I kind of foresee the inventory leveling out. I don't see a huge change there. I see the pricing leveling out, continue to be, and this is kind of the new norm of pricing from my perspective. Hope this adds some insight, some value, gives you best time to buy real estate now. I think people, if you look back 2 years, they wish they would have done it then. If they look back a year, they wish they would have done it then. If they look back 3 years, they wish they would have done it then. So if you're waiting to buy, I wouldn't wait. I think, the market's not going to drastically change. And right now, it's actually a very good market for buyers. People are negotiating, like I said. Hope this helps again. I look forward to answering any questions, hearing any feedback, and please don't hesitate to reach out. Talk to you soon. Thanks.